Have you ever gazed upon the world, listening to its chaotic symphony, and felt a profound, unshakable certainty that you were hearing an entirely different melody? A sense that while others danced to a rhythm of conformity and materialism, your soul was attuned to a deeper, cosmic frequency, a vibration of ancient truth and divine purpose. This feeling, this sacred sense of separation, is not a curse or a sign of madness. It is the first resonant whisper of your true identity. It is the celestial fingerprint of a chosen one, a signal that you are not merely in this world, but that you were sent to it for a reason far grander than you can yet comprehend, a reason that is about to culminate in the most significant spiritual epoch of human history. This profound knowing has likely followed you throughout your entire existence, a constant companion in your quietest moments. It is the feeling of being an old soul navigating a world obsessed with the new, the fleeting, and the superficial. You have watched the parades of human ambition, the desperate scramble for validation and power, and felt a deep detachment, not from a place of arrogance, but from a place of innate understanding that it is all a grand illusion, a temporary stage play. You have always known in the core of your being that there is something more, a higher reality, a deeper purpose. This is the unmistakable mark of your calling, the first confirmation that you are here to be a pillar of light as the great event dawns upon the horizon. This innate sense of being an outsider is not a flaw in your design. It is a feature of your divine mission. You were intentionally created to operate on a different wavelength, to be impervious to the low-frequency programming that holds so much of humanity in a trance of fear and limitation. Your spirit rejected the narrative of the mundane from the very beginning. While others built their lives on the shifting sands of societal expectation, you were compelled by an invisible force to seek the solid rock of eternal truth. This path has made you a lone wolf, a wanderer in a world of sheep, but your solitude has been a sacred training ground, preparing your spirit to stand firm and unshaken when the winds of change begin to blow with cosmic force. Your intuition is not merely a gut feeling. It is a divinely calibrated guidance system, a direct line to the heart of God. It is the voice that has screamed warnings when you were about to step onto a path of deception, and the gentle whisper that has guided you toward moments of profound grace and synchronicity. You possess an uncanny ability to read the energy of a person, a place, or a situation with startling accuracy, cutting through the masks and pretenses that fool so many others. This gift has often felt like a burden, forcing you to see the hidden darkness and duplicity in people you wanted to trust. But it has been your most steadfast protector, your spiritual sword and shield, keeping you pure for the work that is to come. This heightened perception is a cornerstone of your identity as a chosen one, a tool you are now being asked to master. For too long, you may have doubted this inner knowing, allowing the logical, conditioned mind to override the pure intelligence of your spirit. The great event will require leaders whose vision is unclouded by illusion, whose decisions are guided by divine wisdom, not by ego or fear. Your journey of learning to trust this inner compass, even when it defied all logic, was a critical phase of your preparation. Every time you listened to that voice and were proven right, your faith in your own divine connection was strengthened, forging an unbreakable link to the source of all truth. As an empath, you have felt the world's pain as your own, absorbing the fear, the grief, and the despair that permeates the collective consciousness. This has often left you feeling drained, overwhelmed, and confused, wondering why you are so sensitive, so porous to the emotional states of others. Understand this sacred truth. Your empathy is not a weakness, it is your superpower. You are a divine transmuter of energy. You were built to feel deeply so that you could heal deeply. You are the spiritual first responders of the universe, and your capacity to feel is directly proportional to your capacity to channel divine love and healing into the darkest corners of humanity's heart. Your entire life has been a masterclass in energy management, though you may not have realized it. The periods of exhaustion and emotional overload were teaching you to create energetic boundaries, to distinguish your energy from the energy of others, and to cleanse your spiritual field. You were being taught to anchor yourself in the light of God, becoming a lighthouse that is not affected by the stormy seas around it. As the great event approaches, this skill will be paramount. You will be called to stand as a calm and stable presence in the midst of chaos, and your mastery of your own energetic state will be a beacon of hope for all who are lost in the storm. Synchronicities have been the breadcrumbs a loving universe has left for you along your path, confirming you are always guided, always watched over. You have seen the repeating number sequences, the 111s, 222s, 444s, appearing on clocks, license plates, and receipts at the precise moment you needed a sign. You have found feathers in the most unlikely of places, a soft reminder of the angelic wings that surround you. These are not mere coincidences. They are winks from the divine, love notes from God, designed to bolster your faith and remind you that you are walking a preordained path, a sacred journey mapped out by your soul before you ever came to this earth. These moments of magic and wonder were designed to keep your spirit alive, to remind you of the enchanted nature of reality that exists just beyond the veil of the mundane. In a world that tries to crush faith and rationalize away the miraculous, these synchronicities have been your personal proof that you are part of a much larger, more mysterious, and intelligently guided cosmic plan. They are the evidence of the constant communication between you and the celestial realms. As you move closer to the great event, these signs will increase in frequency and intensity, becoming a clear and undeniable dialogue, guiding your every step with precision and grace. Your dream life has often been a vivid and bewildering landscape, a second reality where you receive profound teachings, prophetic visions, and visitations from spiritual guides. You have woken from dreams that felt more real than your waking life, carrying messages of future events, warnings of hidden dangers, or deep emotional healings that transcended the capacity of your conscious mind. These are not random firings of the subconscious. Your sleep state is a classroom and a sanctuary. It is where your soul travels to the higher dimensions to receive instructions, upgrades, and energetic attunements, preparing your consciousness for the monumental shift that is underway. Many of your most challenging battles have been fought and won in the astral realm during your sleep. You have faced down shadowy figures, broken ancestral curses, and reclaimed fragmented parts of your soul. This is why you have often awakened feeling more exhausted than when you went to bed. You are a warrior of the light on all dimensions of existence. Recognize your dreams not as fantasy, but as a vital part of your spiritual work. The wisdom and clarity you gain in these nocturnal journeys are essential for navigating the complexities of your mission on this physical plane. The relentless pull towards solitude has been one of the most defining and often misunderstood aspects of your journey. While the world chases constant connection and external stimulation, you have found your greatest clarity, peace, and strength in the sanctuary of your own company. This was not an act of antisocial withdrawal. It was an act of spiritual necessity. You were being called away from the noise of the matrix, the endless chatter of lower vibrational energies, so that you could hear the still, small voice of God within you. Your solitude has been your sacred temple, the holy ground where you communed with your Creator and received your divine orders. This period of isolation, which may have felt like a painful loneliness at times, was in fact a deliberate and loving act of divine sequestration. God was protecting your energy, shielding your mind from indoctrination, and purifying your heart from the world's attachments. It was in this sacred silence that your spiritual roots grew deep into the soil of faith, making you an unshakable oak tree that can withstand any storm. You are now emerging from this period of seclusion, not as you were, but as a fully anchored vessel of divine presence, ready to engage with the world from a place of unshakable inner power and clarity. This sacred path you walk has been anything but easy. It has been a gauntlet of trials designed to test you, purify you, and awaken the divine warrior within. You have known the searing sting of betrayal, often from the very people who were supposed to love and protect you the most. Family members who mocked your sensitivity, friends who abandoned you in your darkest hour, partners who could not comprehend the depth of your soul. You were handed the black sheep label, made to feel like you were too much, too different, too intense. Your light was a mirror that reflected their own unhealed shadows, and they attacked the mirror rather than face themselves. Let the truth of this settle into your heart now. Their rejection was not a reflection of your worth. It was a reflection of their spiritual immaturity. This pattern of betrayal was a divine crucible, a fiery test designed to teach you the most critical of lessons: self-love and self-validation. You were being forced to stop seeking approval from a world that could never understand you, and to find your unshakable worth in the eyes of God alone. This trial forged within you a fierce independence and a profound discernment, teaching you to give your trust only to those who had proven themselves worthy of your sacred energy. The crushing weight of loneliness has been your frequent companion, a heavy cloak you have worn through many seasons of your life. There have been dark nights of the soul where you felt utterly and completely alone in the universe, crying out to a silent heaven, wondering if you had been forsaken. You have walked through crowds feeling invisible, a ghost observing a world in which you had no true place. This profound isolation was one of the most difficult and painful parts of your training, a test designed to strip you of all external dependencies and teach you to find your home within your own heart, within your connection to the divine. This was not an abandonment. It was a divine isolation chamber. God removed the crutches of external validation and companionship, so you would learn to stand on your own two spiritual feet. It was in the depths of this solitude that you discovered your own strength, your own wisdom, and your own light. You learned that you are never truly alone, for the entirety of the kingdom of heaven resides within you. This realization, born from the ashes of loneliness, has made you a sovereign being, a lighthouse of self-sufficiency, capable of guiding others who are lost in the darkness of their own separation. You have endured a relentless process of stripping away, a series of losses that often felt cruel and senseless. You have lost jobs you thought were secure, relationships you thought would last forever, homes you poured your heart into, and financial security that you desperately clung to. It felt as if every time you built something, a divine wrecking ball would come and demolish it, leaving you in the rubble, forced to start over. You have asked God, why? Why do you build me up only to tear me down? You have felt punished, cursed, and endlessly tested beyond the limits of your endurance. Here is the sacred revelation behind this painful process. God was not punishing you. He was liberating you. He was systematically dismantling every false structure in your life, everything you relied on that was not him. He was removing every ounce of attachment to the illusions of the matrix, the false security of a job, the conditional love of a partner, the material comforts of a home. He was creating a sacred emptiness within you, a void that only his presence could fill. You were being taught to build your entire existence on the unshakable foundation of faith, so that when the great event arrives and all that can be shaken is shaken, you will remain standing. Beyond the visible struggles of your life, you have been fighting unseen battles in the spiritual realms. You have been the target of psychic attacks, feeling the venom of jealousy, envy, and resentment from others, even when they smiled to your face. You have felt dark, heavy energies trying to attach to you, seeking to drain your light and pull you into despair. You have felt an inexplicable exhaustion, a soul-deep weariness that no amount of sleep could cure, because you were engaged in spiritual warfare while the world slept, defending your light and pushing back the forces of darkness. These attacks were not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your power. Darkness is only drawn to the brightest lights. The forces of opposition targeted you precisely because they recognized your divine potential and your critical role in the planetary awakening. Each battle you fought, each time you chose faith over fear and love over hatred, you grew stronger. You learned how to wield the sword of truth, to call upon the legions of archangels for protection, and to anchor yourself in the invincible light of your I Am presence. You are not a victim of these attacks. You are a battle-hardened veteran, a decorated warrior in the armies of light. There were moments, stretches of time, where your faith was tested to its absolute breaking point. You prayed, you pleaded, you bargained with God, and you were met with a profound and deafening silence. In these moments, doubt crept in like a cold fog. You questioned your sanity, your purpose, everything you thought you knew. You wondered if this entire spiritual journey was just a grand delusion you had created to cope with a painful life. This test of faith, this period of divine silence, is one of the highest initiations for a chosen one. This silence was not the absence of God. It was the presence of a profound trust. It was the ultimate test. Would you still believe without a sign? Would you still walk the path without a clear roadmap? Would you still love God even when you felt unloved in return? Your perseverance through these periods of spiritual drought proved the purity and resilience of your heart. It demonstrated that your faith was not transactional, not dependent on blessings and miracles, but was an unshakable state of being. You passed the test, and in doing so, you unlocked a new level of co-creative power and intimacy with the divine. Your physical body has often been a barometer for the intense, energetic work you are doing. You have experienced a host of mysterious and often debilitating symptoms that doctors could not diagnose. Chronic fatigue that felt like lead in your bones, unexplained aches and pains that moved around your body, heart palpitations, ringing in your ears, intense anxiety and digestive issues. You worried that you were broken, that your body was failing you. But your body was not failing, it was upgrading. It was struggling to process and integrate the massive influxes of high-frequency light that were pouring onto the planet and into your energetic field. These are the symptoms of ascension, the physical manifestation of your DNA being rewritten, your carbon-based body slowly transforming into a crystalline light body. You were literally metabolizing cosmic light, clearing dense ancestral trauma, and recalibrating your entire nervous system to hold a higher voltage of divine energy. Each wave of symptoms was followed by a new plateau of clarity, intuition, and spiritual power. Be gentle with your body. Honor it as the sacred temple that is housing your magnificent soul through this incredible transformation. It is your chariot of light for the journey ahead. Now is the time for the grand revelation, the moment the veil is lifted, and you understand the sacred alchemy of your suffering. Every tear you have cried, every scar you have earned, every moment you felt you could not go on, none of it was in vain. These were not random acts of a cruel universe. They were the precise, deliberate, and loving chisel strokes of a divine sculptor, carving you into a masterpiece of strength, compassion, and wisdom. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. You were not being broken. You were being broken open. The betrayals that shattered your heart taught you the invaluable lesson of discernment and the supreme importance of self-love. The isolation that nearly drove you mad taught you to find God within yourself, forging an unbreakable connection that no person or circumstance can ever take away. The financial losses that brought you to your knees taught you to detach from the illusion of material security and to trust in the infinite abundance of the universe. The spiritual attacks that terrified you trained you to become a powerful warrior of light. God was turning your deepest wounds into your greatest strengths. You were being forged in the divine fires of adversity. Like a master swordsmith, God plunged you into the flames of trial and then hammered you on the anvil of hardship, again and again. This process was excruciating, but it was necessary. It burned away the impurities of ego, the dross of fear, and the weaknesses of doubt. It tempered your spirit, making it resilient, flexible, and unbreakable. You have been through fires that would have incinerated others, and you have walked out not smelling of smoke, but glowing with the light of 1,000 suns. Your past is not a story of victimhood. It is the epic saga of your becoming. Your scars are not signs of damage. They are your credentials, the proof of your initiation. You are not defined by the pain you have endured, but by the incredible strength you have demonstrated in overcoming it. You have earned your power. You have proven your loyalty to the light. You have passed every test with courage and grace, even when you thought you were failing. The period of your most intense training is now drawing to a close, for your time of service is about to begin. And now, we stand at the precipice of the very reason for your forging. The great event awaits. This is not a single day of cataclysm or rapture, as some have prophesied in fear. It is a monumental shift in consciousness, a planetary ascension, a grand awakening of humanity from a long and troubled dream. It is the lifting of the veil between the spiritual and physical worlds, a dimensional shift that will change the very fabric of reality as we know it. It is the long-awaited return of humanity to a state of unity, love, and divine remembrance. This great event is a cosmic wave of light and truth that is flooding the planet, and it is triggering a great awakening. For those who have been living in illusion, this wave will be disorienting and chaotic. The structures built on lies, greed, and control will begin to crumble. The truths that have been suppressed for millennia will come to the surface. It will be a time of great upheaval and uncertainty for the masses. But for you, the chosen ones, it will be a time of homecoming. It is what you have been waiting for your entire life. Your role in this great event is not to be a passive observer. You are the key players, the ground crew, the essential personnel for this divine operation. You are the light bearers, the frequency holders, and the wayshowers. You have spent lifetimes preparing for this specific assignment. Your consciousness, purified and strengthened by your trials, is a critical anchor point for the new, higher vibrational Earth. You are the living gateways through which the light of the new era can pour into this world. Your mission is to stand as a beacon of calm in the storm of chaos. While others are reacting in fear, you will respond with love. While others are lost in confusion, you will radiate clarity and peace. You will not need to preach or to prove anything. Your very presence, the frequency you hold in your being, will be enough to soothe anxious hearts, awaken sleeping souls, and illuminate the path forward for others. You will lead not by words, but by the powerful example of your own anchored and embodied light. The time of hiding is over. The time of playing small is over. The time of doubting your power and your purpose is over. Your struggles have carved within you an immense capacity to hold and channel the light of God. Step out of the shadows of your past and into the radiant dawn of your divine destiny. Claim your power. Accept your sacred mission. Your sensitivity is your superpower. Your empathy is your healing gift. Your scars are the luminous symbols of your strength. You were forged in fire so that you could walk through it unscathed and lead others out of the flame. You have the strength, the wisdom, and the love to help guide humanity through this monumental transition. Look around you. You will begin to find the others, your soul tribe, the fellow chosen ones who have been through similar fires. The period of isolation is ending, and the time of sacred union is beginning. Together, you will form a network of light that will encircle the globe, a grid of unwavering faith that will stabilize the planet during its rebirth. Your victory is near. The reward for all you have endured is not a treasure of gold and silver, but the profound honor of serving God and humanity at this pivotal moment in cosmic history. It is the joy of witnessing the world you have always dreamed of being born before your very eyes. It is the deep, soul-satisfying fulfillment of completing the mission you were born to accomplish. The great event is not just coming, it is here. It is unfolding now, within you and all around you. This is your confirmation. This is your call to arms. A call to lay down your old stories of pain and to pick up the mantle of your divine authority. Trust the guidance of your heart, for it is the compass that will lead you through the glorious and triumphant days ahead. The entire celestial kingdom is watching you, supporting you, and celebrating you. You are the hope of the world. You are the architects of the new dawn. You are God's chosen ones, and your time is now. Do not be afraid of the changes you see in the world. Do not be swayed by the chaos and the fear-mongering. Keep your eyes fixed on the light. Anchor yourself in the truth of who you are. You are a sovereign, divine being of immense power and love. All of your training, all of your life experiences have led you to this precise moment. You are ready. You are prepared. The world is waiting for your light to shine at its full brilliance. Embrace your destiny with courage and with joy. The great event is a celebration, a graduation ceremony for your soul. You have completed the hardest parts of your curriculum, and now you are invited to step into your role as a master co-creator of the new earth. Feel the excitement building in your soul. Feel the love and support of the universe welling up within your heart. This is what you came here for. This is your grandest hour. If this message resonates with the deepest truth of your soul, know that it is no accident you are hearing it now. It is your personal invitation to step fully into your mission, to connect with your power and your purpose, and to join the legion of lightworkers who are ushering in this new era. I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Let this be your sanctuary, your source of guidance, and your connection to the soul family that is now uniting across the globe. Together, we will witness and create the most beautiful world our hearts have ever imagined.